Hello and welcome to game number 2 for the 4PL Cup Finals for 4PL Cup number 19. And we have ourselves a game between Natural 9 on the Radiant side and Ice Climbers on the Dire side. And, well, Ice Climbers is one game up. They won game number 1. I would say, normally I'd say something like pretty convincingly, etc. But that wasn't the case. It was quite a good game. With Rapier involved and everything. So, big spoiler if you haven't seen game number 1 yet, but shame on you if you haven't seen game number 1 yet before you watch game number 2. That's of course only goes for people that watch the VOD, because I know that if people like join now on the stream, etc., it's different. Anyway, Natural 9 versus Ice Climbers. Two teams that seem to be pretty matched up together, as in quite on even ground, though on skill that is, because on even ground, on territorium-wise, they are not, because we have got 3 people from Australia tuning in, and Slam is of course mostly from Russia. So I'm gonna do this once and only once, where you can see the pings of the players. We have got around 400 at the moment. That's a bit excessive because it was on 300 earlier. Around 400 for Shaitan, but it's around 300 normally for the ones that come from Australia, with around 200 for everybody else, 230 actually for a lot of Ice Climbers. So that's the pings for you, as I know that a lot of people are interested in seeing that. But let's see which heroes these teams are gonna use. Last game we had Anti-Mage versus Phantom Lancer. This game though, it looks like we're gonna have a Magnus, so team fighting all the way. We're gonna have Magnus and Rubik picked up by Ice Climbers. The first pick for Natural 9 was the Darkseer, as there was a Nyx, a Keeper of Light, a Wisp, and a Bat Rider banned out. No real surprise, same heroes as previous game. So that is that. As we're seeing what Natural 9 is going to pick up next. I mean, they have also got some sort of team fight, but now that they know they're already up against the Magnus, which is probably going to be in a long lane, we might see something else. But no, I was wrong. We're going to see another one of those Queen of Pains from Shaitan. It was pretty impressive to see in previous game. Laning phase, not as much. But during the fights, making the right decision, during the team fights, it is coming in at the right times with the sonic waves, etc. It was pretty nice to watch, and we're gonna see him probably playing that one again in mid. And of course, as previous game, it is a very solid mid lane. Basically, nothing Ice Climbers can pick up can really defeat Queen of Pain mid. So that's a good one for them to have. We're gonna have Ice Climbers picking up a Luna rather. And Luna together with the Rubik can be a safe lane, can be a start for an aggressive tri lane, but we should assume. Maybe not. Actually, we saw Luna aggressive tri lane earlier today. Although that was with a Keeper of Light and an Undying, and those are, of course, well, at least one of them is out of the question right now, and probably the other one is going to be banned out in the next banning phase, but we'll see. There's a lot of options on both teams so far. Actually, I say on both teams, so I mostly mean Ice Climbers, because Shadow Demon, we know that he's gonna be a support with Queen of Pain mid, Darkseer offlane. It's pretty standard. Last game, actually, Natural 9, a team that we know that likes to run something in the jungle. They didn't run a jungle. They actually had a tri lane with a bit of a Genki tri lane there with a Rubik and a something else. Wow, my memory is flawed. Anyway, we saw them with a tri lane. It's not something that we see all that often now. It might of course been the result of Ice Climbers banning out the Chen and the Enigma, but we might see them picking up a jungle hero again. They ban out the Brewmaster for now, a ban that we saw them do in the previous game also. Again, together with the Magnus, one of those heroes that can just, at level 6, you can't really push in against him, because, you know, he'll be ready with his ulti. Same thing, it goes for the Brewmaster as well as for the Magnus. We're gonna have a Phantom Lancer banned out, and they don't want to be facing that one this time. They, of course, Ice Climbers played it themselves, but they don't want to play it this time. They have got the Luna already, so they don't need it, and they don't want to face it themselves either. We still have the Anti-Mage in the pool, which is a hero that we know Harakun loves to play, so we might see that one being banned out by Ice Climbers as well, because they still need a carry. And there is well, for Ice Climbers, that's basically one of the only heroes that they're sure that the opponent still needs. They could also ban a Chen still if they want, but no, they're gonna ban out that Anti-Mage. I don't blame them. I really don't. Windrunner was the last ban for Natural 9. And they banned out the Puck as well, indicating that they might be expecting a solo mid Magnus. Though solo mid Puck or Windrunner versus the Queen of Pain could do just as fine. But yeah, they banned out some solo heroes there. Control heroes, if you will. Want to give the freedom of jumping around to the Queen of Pain. Let's see what Natural 9 is going to pick up. Are they going to be revealing their carry? They don't really need to yet, because the chance that Ice Climbers is going to pick up that carry instead is pretty slim, because they already got the Luna.
Reserve time.
So they could pick up a jungle hero, but then they also give this chance to Ice Climbers to still anticipate on that and rather go for a jungle hero themselves also. So just, you know, pick up their own jungle hero, because Rubik and Luna in theory could be dual laning. So it's basically, what do you pick first? And then if you decided what kind of hero you're gonna be picking first, which one of those role heroes are you gonna pick up? They're gonna pick up a jungle hero. They're gonna pick up the Chen. So we're seeing that one for Godot. And that's gonna be mid-game for them. Queen of Pain mid-game hero already. That's a difficult one to have though, because they're gonna be up against the Magnus, which is a pretty damn strong mid-game hero as well. We'll see how they're gonna be dealing with that one. Earthshaker picked up. We saw the Earthshaker in 2 games before this, where actually Ice Climbers were in the semi-finals still then. And I believe, yeah, well, of course they won that game, because otherwise they wouldn't be in the finals. Ha! And they also were having the Earthshaker in that game. Was actually Dread playing at that time, so we might see the same thing for this game as well. So that's gonna be then a trial lane coming off for them, most likely. We're gonna see what last carry Natural 9 wants to pick up. It should be a carry, unless they really want to bank everything on mid-game and just say, you know what, we're gonna pick up something team fighty mid-game-ish to deal with that, to deal with Ice Climbers. But that, I mean, as options, the Kunkka wouldn't be bad. I mean, you want to have something that goes well together with a Shadow Demon.
10 seconds remaining.
Dar, perhaps, no. There's a lot of different options. Okay, that's not a mid-game hero. He's not bad. He has got a Chronosphere, but he needs a bit of farm to actually make use of that. But that's that's basically the only hard carry that Ice Climbers left into the pool. And it's of course a great one to have against the Magnus as well, because you can kill off Magnus before he can do anything. Well, you won't have to deal with that reverse polarity. Let's see what the response is for Ice Climbers. I mean, they still haven't revealed yet if their Magnus is going to be off lane or mid lane. That's their secret that they can afford to save until the last pick.
10 seconds remaining.
And they still have their full 1.5 minutes in bonus time left, so we might see them using that not only to decide what hero they're gonna be picking up, but also to just take their time into deciding how they're gonna lane it, how they're expecting their opponents to lane it, you know, those kind of things. It's pretty nice if you have that much time left. Hey, maybe someone even just needs to get some new water or something. In that sense, I'm jealous, because I kind of need new water, but you know, they could be taking their time for that. They could be taking their time for that. But Faces Void, I mean, it's basically the only hard carry that you can still pick up after the Phantom Lancer and the Anti-Mage. But I was really hoping for a mid-game hero. Let that be clear. Let that be known. Doesn't matter though. Faces Void still. I mean, Faces Void is considered one of the strongest carries in the game, purely because you can stop everybody with that Chronosphere and just kill everybody before they can do anything. We might actually have a lone druid for Ice Climbers. Oh, again? Again? Oh, it worked out though. We're gonna have the same mid lane here again. I mean, Sharvik, yes, he was the first blood in the previous game. But he didn't do bad afterwards, especially once he got his Aghanims. He was able to do tons in those fights, and because he is one of those heroes that just stands at the back with those life steals and with the wards up, he did quite a good job. So he's gonna be mid and then off lane for the Magnus, and yeah, no secondary carry for IC either. So it's gonna be Luna up against the Faces Void, and both teams going for a different route again inside that jungle. So let's see what everybody is playing. We have Nexus, of course, up on the carry. He's gonna be playing Luna there. Sharvik, of course, once again up on the Pugna. Dread on his Earthshaker. It will be Lolik on the Magnus with Solo closing the line, and that's gonna be him playing the Rubik. Everybody going towards the top lane, but we can see the minimap. We know that there is nothing there for either team, because bottom lane we're gonna have Timmy playing the Shadow Demon on the bottom lane. We're gonna have Harakun upon the Faces Void. No real surprise. Again, the hard carry player. Risk will be the Dark Seer. He's gonna be going to the off lane. Well, might actually decide to jump into the jungle instead, because he might be up against the trial lane. Otherwise, it's not something that you really want to be seeing. We're gonna have Shatan, of course, on the Queen of Pain. And the last one is Godot. He is gonna be playing the Chen, one of his signature heroes, of course, so we'll be seeing him inside that jungle. And there's actually Ice Climbers, even though they know that they're up against a Chen, they're not doing anything against it. They're not doing anything to stop his creeps from spawning. It will be double damage for someone. It will be used for harassing mostly. If they find someone, Solo can pick it up and then harass the hero that they're going to be up against. And that might be a recipe for the first blood. We have a telekinesis and a Fisher. I'm not sure. What depends on what Queen of Pain, what spell Queen of Pain picks up first. Double damage picked up a Rubik, and he is indeed going to go towards the mid lane. There is a ward there though, and Solo walks right past it, so we do see Shatan moving back. It does give some extra farms to Sharvik though, because he's going to be just fine by himself right here without getting harassed, without getting denied. And Queen of Pain not in experience range, so she is quite sad with that. So even though he doesn't get anything done, doesn't even get an attack off for the hero, it's quite a valuable thing to have there. And already gives the advantage to Sharvik in this mid lane, who's now 4 for 2 with Shatan still on 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And those are 5 zeros, of course. Yeah. We have got Timmy having a sentry ward, just in case. Already placed one. He right here. It should be able to catch out that one though, but they can't really go for it just yet. I think it does. In the meantime, Magnus decided to not go on that bottom lane, but just pick up stuff in the jungle. I mean, I don't blame him. It's going to be a Faceless Void that he's going to be up against. Yes, he can skewer away, but there still will be a disruption. And, you know, it's just annoying, and you can't really expect to get anything done there. At the same time, we of course also have the same scenario for Risk, who decided that he can't do anything on the top lane, and therefore goes inside the jungle. He has to share the jungle, though, because Godot is there as well, and he has actually picked up a Wildkin as his first one. Pretty nice, because you can continuously stack if you want to, and kill off all the creeps with the tornado later on. But if he's actually going to be having that chance, I don't know. Especially not since there's multiple heroes in the jungle. I mean, even Timmy is in that jungle, being annoying for him, as we have got the rune, illusion rune, picked up by Godot also, just to make sure that nobody else had a chance to. And Solo actually coming around to see if he can get a rune there, but wasn't lucky, so didn't get it. And that's gonna be finally Shatan decided, okay, you know what, let's get rid of that ward. There, done. As now finally it's gonna be I don't know. Solo is gonna be defending this bottom lane, seeing if he can get some experience now that the lane is pushed out towards the tower anyway. Actually places a sentry ward right here, just in case someone comes in from the side. Quite careful, actually. Interesting to see that. As basically this lane is the only one where people are actually meeting each other, so this is a lane where I'm also expecting first blood, specifically together with a Chen gank or something like that. Could be the case, unless there's gonna be a mistake from Risk that he lets himself get caught out, or actually Solo letting himself get caught out, because solo laning, I know, pun intended. I mean, we have seen Rubik offlane solos before. Specifically, I actually only saw it once. I believe it was a Demon on EG that did that. But it's not ideal, especially not up against the Faceless Void, who can just chase you down and harass you. And he's actually leaving there again as well. Just, again, counter-warding. But there's no wards here for the Dire. There's the only ward that's there is right, that one for Hurricane. But he is just relying so much that he's going to be safe, because he has got that Faceless Void Time Walk that he is not worried at all about a gank. Talking about ganks, Shadow Demon Disruption, followed up by Centaur Stun, who was smoked up. Test of Faith around there as well. Let's see if they can get a first blood up on Sharvik. Again, disruption to start it all off. There it is. Blink in from Shatan. Stun there, and that should be Sharvik dropping. First blood goes to Godot, and no surprise really that actually happened, because it's basically the way that you do it when you have a Chen in your party. Pretty nice. In the meantime, Risk is going to be able to surge himself out from this situation. Should be fine without getting harassed a bit by Dread. And for the second time in a row, it is indeed Sharvik that dies for first blood. Now, of course he got denied his ward. Didn't help, but yeah, they were smoked up still. And he just got a bit too comfortable with being the way it was, as in not seeing the supports of their opponent team on the map. and still expecting not to get ganked. Of course, they were missing for a long time. You can't expect your opponent or you to be back all that much for that long of a period of time. But yeah, he dies again. Last time it didn't hurt him that much though, as of course they do now have 1 game advantage for Ice Climbers, managing to take game number 1. But let's see how it affects him in this game, as we have got him on 18 for 5 last hits, with Shaitan being on 20 for 10. So it is a fairly even still last hits, with of course the only difference being that Shaitan actually got an assist on that kill. Got himself a haste rune in the bottle as well, as we have got Risk being locked in here. Might be in some trouble here. We have got an Eclipse there for Nexus if he wants to go for it. Risk already having used a Surge, and here also comes Lolik. They want to get him. They should be able to get him as well. Not even an Eclipse used, needed, and the Lucent Beam from Nexus picked him up. Yeah, Lafolio and Luna. But yeah, that's a clean kill. So we're looking to see Sharfik getting harassed again. There's no more mana up on the Queen of Pain. He actually had to use his haste rune should he wanted to throw out a Sonic Wave, and that might not be all that worth it. If not, if you don't know for a fact that you can get the kill. In the meantime though, Faceless Void is the one that we should be paying attention to. Not as much because he's gonna be boring sitting on his lane, but he is level 7. He also got a hand of Midas, by the way, to get some more extra farm. But he is level 7, and normally when Faceless Voids are that, and they actually have someone against him in the lane, they want to use their ultimate. So we're gonna see if he wants to try and take a shot at Solo here, who is still level 3. So if he gets him, he might be able to actually kill him there as well. We'll find out sooner or later. Might need to have some harassment first, but we'll find out. We'll find out. As Queen of Pain picked up an illusion rune. Gonna see if he can land some extra harassment there, but the blast actually hurts, yeah, forces her back. Sharfik being full on HP and mana, almost full mana. Is not really a tasty target there, as we do have another combination with, again, a Centaur and a Smoke and a Disruption to start things off with. Looking for a opening, looking for a way in, sentry wards all over the place, and now Solo wishes he had that sentry ward, but he is still being very safe. They don't know that he is, he doesn't know that they are there. He doesn't have wards, he didn't see it happening. But he's still being very safe, and he is just walking all the way back. There's too many heroes missing from the map for too long a period of time. Still we see Sharfik, I mean, they could be here, but still we see Sharfik being pretty risky for himself, and he's gonna try to take a rune. Maybe seeing something. Actually, he places a word rather than anything else, and the exclamation mark comes out. They know that he did that, and they have got a vision of that. I should have vision of that. I believe it just reaches it. Should be just reaching it. Sentry ward is placed. It's nighttime, so they are standing right on the edge of the vision. Solo doesn't see them, but they see Solo. Disruption to start things off with. They need to get it though. No boost, but the disruption is still there, but way too far away. Can't go on it. And they decide to go on the tower instead. And that should be a tier 1 tower going down. First one of the game.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And it will be Raccoon that picks up the gold for that one. We saw the same thing happen in the previous game. As Queen of Pain actually goes down to the Pugna in the mid lane. Sharfik able to pick that one up. Life Drain being used for that. And the bottle charge is still up to full for Sharfik. So 1-1 in the mid lane right now. But with Sharfik picking him up, picking Queen of Pain up later in the game, it actually needs a bit more for him. He gets more experience for it. As we do have more pressure coming off for this tier 2 tower, as invincibility rune activated by Pugna, seeing if he can do something. They of course have that sentry ward here, so they see him moving around. So they are gonna send a troll, probably try and take care of that ward. Shaitan back in the mid lane, rotation up. They are still Magnus level 4, so no reverse polarity just yet. As we can compare him, of course, to the Darkseer, who's level 5, so only level extra for him. We have actually Nexus highest up on top of last hits. Now that's, of course, because he's been free farming, he's not being forced to push that much. The one thing that we have to take into account, though, is, of course, the tower last hit for the Faceless Void, and Luna getting the kill up on a Risk earlier. Surge away. Gonna be hiding himself with the creeps, knowing that the rest of the team of Ice Climbers is not around. Just diving past the tower, surge himself away. We'll be fine. You have the gold graph going in favor of Natural 9. They are pulling ahead, mostly because of that tower going down. But this was the one that I was gonna go for. We see Faceless Void just very high on top of there. Might not be having the same amount of last hits as the Luna has, but with that Hand of Midas, that just makes that big of a difference also. So that's a goal difference experience. 2k in favor of Ice Climber of Natural 9 also, purely because the roaming around from Ice Climbers has been a bit less successful, and they're roaming around for Natural 9 has been successful most of the times. And if it was, when it wasn't, they took a tower instead. Take the Centaur. Nice Centaur stack. Oh, Shaitan runs himself into the puck now, blinks away after the Crepify. Not wanting to be hit by that combination. One blast, one life steal, not able to blink away in time. Might be the death of the Queen of Pain. Let's see if they have another smoke with them. No, they don't. No ganks just yet, unfortunately for us. As we do have Darkseer level 6 right now. Does that mean no, still no level 6 up on Lolik. He does have 1k gold. He's not doing that bad, but he's not doing as well as others are. I mean, Darkseer is still ahead of him, and they're both, of course, can be compared, both offlane solos. If we take a look at the levels, that's gonna be 3 supports and a jungler, still level 5, and that's big. As in, there's 3 level 5 still, and there's 2 level 6 and 1 level 5 up on their opponent team. And one thing that we also have to, of course, take into consideration is that there's a Godot on the Chen. I mean, yes, he is a semi-supporty hero, but he is the only hero that is actually a solid farmer in this game. So that's gonna be more golden experience going the way of Natural 9 regardless. And that Ice Climbers is not getting. I mean, yes, they try to get something done in the jungle, but it's never gonna be as much as this Chen can do in that jungle. So keep that in mind. With now Magnus trying to pick up some experience on this bottom lane. And still, we haven't seen Phases Void use his Chronosphere yet. He does pick up his Power Treads. Picked up the Perseverance, so we'll be going for a Battle Fury by the looks of it as Lucent Beam goes off. He wants to go for an Eclipse perhaps, but that's not gonna happen. Surge away was too fast. So just go for Tower instead, picks up the gold for that as well, and is now on par again with the Faceless Void. And the Yasha is complete. Interesting to see that he is going for a Yasha rather than a BKB first, and that's probably the result of being up against a Faceless Void, where your BKB doesn't mean shit anyway, because he can get a Chronosphere up on you anyway. With or without your BKB, so you might as well try to just do as much damage as you can while you're not in that Chronosphere. I mean, yeah. I mean, you can see the big Chronosphere combination. You have the Chronosphere, Sonic Wave going through, Iron Shell there, Vacuum in, everybody also. I mean, that's painful. Then a BKB would help, because at least if you're in the Chronosphere, you wouldn't be taking damage from all that other stuff. So, but that's a scenario that is not. I mean, yes, it's gonna be something that Natural 9 wants to aim for, but it's not something that is very likely to happen. At the same time, you of course also have got your own Magnus, so you might as well want to go for some more damage and have your own teamfight combination thingy where you can just get everything done. As we actually have got level 6 up on the Magnus, so we will see some reverse polarities. Perhaps Rubik standing around waiting. I mean, you can't really initiate on here. You can't really hope to reverse polarity the Faceless Void and then still being alive afterwards to tell the tale. Not when he is level 10 and you're level 6 and you don't have enough damage to take him down during the time of your reverse polarity stun. For the people saying on the chat that it is lagging, it is not lagging from my side, so if it is lagging for you, just click on the wrench on the Twitch TV stream box and send a report to Twitch TV, because at this point it is not on my side. I know! It doesn't happen that often when it's not on my side, but when it does, I'm here to tell you it's not on my side. So, yeah, just send a report to Twitch TV, because it's not on my side. Crepify, Queen of Pain still blanking forward, might be trying to go for it, but the blast and the life steal, Shaitan! Hand of God helping out. Needed. Well, maybe not really needed, but still very dangerous. And now we see a glimpse of how Sharfik actually was able to pick up the Queen of Pain earlier. I mean, if he is the one, if Shaitan is the one that blinks in, he can't blink out that fast anymore, and that's just a risky business for him. As he picks up an illusion rune, activates it straight away, and he's therefore able to see what these people are all doing, even though he could already see that because he got that ward and the sentry ward there as well. As we have both teams. I mean, for Natural 9, they're happy and just letting the team farm, aka this guy, letting the Faces Void just take all the time he needs. It reminds me of the previous game where we saw both teams at some point being happy at letting the game go late, even though of course for Ice Climbers that wasn't the case. They started out with a lot of pushing, but weren't able to capitalize on that and decided to go for farm afterwards. Ended up working out, of course. They are one game ahead again. But this Faces Void, he is happy with giving the time that he's given to farm up. Now for Ice Climbers, they have the Luna, which is great. Against the Faces Void though, she's still a bit of a glass cannon, so it's gonna be tough if she gets locked inside a Chronosphere. The one thing that they can rely on is this Magnus Reverse Polarity. That is actually gonna be no longer an issue, because hello Chronospheres! And by no disruption, Fisher helping out, and Skewer, but I don't think that's... Oh, Reverse Polarity still there though, and they want to go for it, they get it with an Echo Slam! And now they go after the Shadow Demon as well. There will be another Shockwave in 1 second, might be able to pick him off. Yep, there we go, another kill going the way of Ice Climbers. I can't believe that just happened!
Under attack.
Like what I said earlier, normally when you're a Faces Void and you get your level 6, you get your Chronosphere, you want to use it to get a kill. This was the kind of kill that you would getting with that. But then so much defense, and actually the Reverse Polarity buying more time for the team of Ice Climbers to get there, to help out. With the Fisher. Hey. With the Fisher. And they got 2 kills on the back of that. Great play. And that's the thing that we are supposed to be seeing, at least from Ice Climbers. They have got the Reverse Polarity. They should put it to use and indeed get some team fights with it. If they can do that and pick up a Faces Void and get a reward from a tier 1 tower after that, that's pretty big. So good stuff for them. In the meantime though, their tier 1 tower is getting pressured by just 2 Centaurs, and they might... No, they won't be able to get it. The fortification goes off, Fisher going through, and the Centaurs have to run for their lives. One of the Centaurs already being sent home, and actually here comes Nexus also to see if he can do something, or at least farm the creeps they're pushing in. And the rest backs off once more. Has Risk not getting that much done. I mean, he died once. Doesn't have that much gold. Telekinesis there will drop him back, making sure that Solo won't chase him, who actually stole the Iron Shell. Nice one. But it is, yeah, he doesn't have that much. He has got something in the courier, though. Let's see what he has. Should have something. No, you know, we'll be having a magic wand. Woohoo! And maybe also a headdress fairly soon, so he can go for pipe or mechanism. In the meantime, tier 1 tower middle goes down. Ice Climbers, they're done playing nice. They realize they are at the advantage right now, while the Faces Void is not yet that farmed, and they can try to make take the biggest advantage of that. They now have no more tier 1 towers left to take down. And their only tower that they lost so far is our tier 1 tower bottom, and they're looking to be going for Roshan with this as well, with the Manta Style ready up on Nexus. We've got the Earthshaker, got some mana boots up for him. And also in the courier... Oh, that's just sports. Never mind that. Sharvik going for a Force Staff after his mechanism. Bit of the same build as the previous time. Went for Force Staff and then the, of course, the Aghanims. As I was just checking out, another hero Magnus has got a Blink Dagger. Let's see if they can try to go for a kill here. One Blinking Reverse Polarity might be doing the job. It looks like they're gonna try to go for it. The Cripify there's a blast, forcing the Time Walk, and there's no no Reverse Polarity. Of course, there's still a threatening Chronosphere. That's, I guess that's always trying to aim that you are the later one to use it. Like, don't use your Chronosphere before the Reverse Polarity is off cooldown, and reverse vice versa, perhaps. If you can get that, it'd be pretty nice. Looks like we're gonna see Natural 9 trying to contest the Roshan slightly. There's 5 heroes rolling around mid, 5 heroes also from Ice Climbers though.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Chance Creeps scouting them out. Iron Shell being put up on 1. Make sure my Chrono read it. Oh, Chronosphere, it's up on 2. A Calypso from the side though. It is still a risk inside of that one as well. Godot tries to stay alive, will be dropping there. Echo Slam still goes through, but it is Earthshaker that will take a fall, and that is Chronosphere stolen. Only it's upon Shatan. It is 3-4-2. Sorry, 4 for 2, triple kill going the way of Nexus, and he wants to go for the last one. Faces Void, last one alive for Natural 9, and he needs to get himself out of that play. Shockwave going through, and that is a losing beam. Ultra kill going the way of Nexus. And now they will take Roshan as their prize. What a fight that was. Initiation came a bit sloppy, it felt like, from Natural 9. A bit miscommunication, but also, of course, having the Chronosphere up on risk, not ideal, but that's the telekinesis, that's Solo's job. A Solo who also stole the Chronosphere, making sure that Shaitan was locked inside that Chronosphere, that couldn't escape, otherwise would have been safe. But they get a team wipe. And they get Roshan. 3 for 9 is the kills right now as the gold graph drops towards the 2k in favor of Ice Climbers for the first time. It actually, well, for the second time, it's in favor of Ice Climbers right now. With, of course, Faces Void and, of course, also Godot helping out, getting that farm up to begin with the jungle and the Hand of Midas. But so far, not really working out. The thing is, though, about a Faces Void, he still has his Battle Fury, he still has his Power Treads, he will still be very big later on. So it's case for Ice Climbers to not let this game drag on for too big of a time, because that could hurt them quite a bit as we have the time walk away. It will be fine. So they need to, well, they have been doing that, to be fair. I mean, they need to capitalize on their victories, as in we've seen them taking fights, and when they do, they take a tower, they take Roshan. They have been doing that constantly, so they're doing a good job there. The only thing that they need to do is now is keep on the pressure and make sure that this game is not going to last an hour like the previous game did. Purely because that Faces Void should, in theory, be able to outcarry a Luna. I say in theory because, again, if a game lasts that long, if it indeed goes to 1 hour, then it will be, it will not be the carry potential of those heroes that make the biggest difference. The biggest difference will be, again, the decisions that we saw in the previous game, where Ice Climbers actually apparently made the better decisions. They are 1 game up. Natural 9, they want to win this game, and they're actually going to continue keeping the pressure on. They're taking it very literally, going for the tier 3-0 already. Oh, and the Chronosphere hits on 3. Let's see what they can do in the meantime. It's gonna be still reverse polarity on the side though, and a Shockwave going through with the Rubik already going down. Echo Slam, and that is our Raccoon dropping as well. Eclipse going through, and Nexus advances, goes to go for a kill for Godot, and will be getting the Darkseer as well. Lucent Beam helping out, 1 more hit needed. The Crepify actually helping out. Blast hits and gets the kill on the Darkseer. And now Shaitan, stunned up, Earthshaker, MVP, Duret doing an amazing job, by the way. Fissures, Echo Slams. They completely disrupt everything that Natural 9 is trying to do here. And Shaitan, he actually is back. Has to be careful with that ward though, doing a lot of damage towards Shaitan. And that's gonna be a barracks picked off. Mechanism being used, and they get 1 set of racks. They can't go for more because they need to get the tier 2 towers, but that is just a small glimpse. They don't really, they're not ready yet. They can't fight yet. They can't fight this game just yet. Their Faces Void needs more farm. They need to try to get either a better reverse or better Chronosphere, or wait until the reverse polarity is of cooldown, or pick up the Earthshaker before going in, because that actually helps a lot. As you saw that, I mean, that Fissure, the Echo Slam, just made all the difference in that fight. But what is there left for Natural 9 to do than to continue doing what they did before? Try to get more farm up on the Faces Void. Try to not engage into fights unless you absolutely have to. And just bide your time. Just wait and farm and wait and farm.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
As we do indeed see Pugna going for the Aghanim's. We have actually a butterfly completed up on the Nexus. We have to take a look at the gold graph, and it's just going down steep towards Ice Climbers, as we have got 7.5k gold, and they're just continuing to push. They are really not giving any peace of mind. There's of course a reverse polarity back up again, Chronosphere back up again as well, and there comes a jump in. Reverse polarity hits. And the vacuum's still there though, and that is already Darkseer going down. Can they get more? Nice Darkseer wall, but it's not enough, or is it? It is gonna be Faces Void that dies. Nexus just bashes on towers, and Sonic Wave from the side, but is it gonna help? It might be. Shaitan, no, he dies with Magnus Solo, GG gets called. It is too much. Natural 9 cannot stand against Ice Climbers in this game. There's just too much control coming out, and that Rubik stealing all the spells that matter here.
Echo Slam.
And that vacuum was actually quite awkward from the phases from the Dark Seer there. It actually helped Ice Climber slightly because Phases Void was not in range to take down anything at that time. But we do have a winner. We have got a winner. It's Ice Climbers that take home the #1 title for championship for the 4PL Cup, number 19, and they also take, of course, home the €400 winners takes it all prize. And Ice Climbers victorious. Game 2, very convincing. Game 1, very even. Should watch it if you haven't.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But that's the throne exploding. My name is Sheever, by the way. If you want to support me, you can do so by subscribing to my YouTube on youtube.com/SheeverGaming. You could also subscribe on my Twitch or follow me on Twitch or turn off adblock on Twitch, or you can follow on Facebook or Twitter. I know, it's a lot of plugins, but I'm doing it anyway. Twitter.com/SheeverGaming, Facebook.com/SheeverGaming. And, of course, a shout out to 4PL, as they are heading into their 4PL Cup number 20, which starts on Sunday. It will be casted by Toby, that one. And it is open for everybody to register, so you can still do that. If you want to find out more about 4PL Cup and you want to support them, go to facebook.com/4plcup.dota2, with the 4 just written down as a number and the 2 written down as a number as well. And you will be able to click on like, which actually helps them show numbers to sponsors, and there's also all the information that you want on there as well, so give them some love there. And make sure you tune in on Sunday for more 4PL matches, which like I said, casted on Twitch TV, Toby1Dota. On this channel we'll be continuing with some matchmaking, or at least I think I will be, but I will find out that in a moment. So stick around if you want to stick around, and otherwise have a good night. Laters.